At some point in the evening, the room arranges itself into its natural order. The men who build things stand where they can be seen. The men who inherit stand where they can be trusted. The men who serve stand where they are needed. And then there are those for whom no position has been prepared, who drift along the edges of furniture, holding a drink as if it were a credential. She stands among her kind with an ease that cannot be taught. Not loud, not insistent, simply correct. The sort of correctness that does not argue for its place, it assumes it. One can see even now the outline of a future that will receive her without resistance. Rooms will open, names will carry, decisions will gather around her, as if waiting for instruction. It is not beauty alone. Beauty can be negotiated. This is something else, a coherence, a sense that she belongs not just to herself, but to a lineage that knows how to place its people well. And one understands with a clarity that feels almost like relief that there is no argument to be made here. Not every man is meant to contend. Some are meant to witness the court from the far end of the hall, to admire its symmetry, to understand its rules just well enough to know they were never written with him in mind. There's no cruelty in her distance that would imply intention. This is something cleaner, structural. The way a door does not open for a man who was never given a key. For a time, there had been the private indulgence of imagining otherwise, that effort or talent or some late arriving transformation might rearrange the board, that proximity might become permission, that admiration sustained long enough might be mistaken for eligibility. But the room does not rearrange itself for private beliefs, it reveals. And what it reveals, if one is willing to look without flinching, is that desire is not a claim, it is merely a direction. Around the edges, familiar faces watch with a different kind of interest. Not her, but him, the quiet audit that accompanies any man who strays too far from his assigned rung. They have known him long enough to feel entitled to his limits. There is among such men a peculiar fellowship, not in each other's success, but in the prevention of excess. One may rise, of course, but not in a way that forces a recalculation, not in a way that exposes the narrowness of the ladder itself. So they wait. Not openly, never that. They wait for the small misstep, the unforced error, the indulgence that can be retold as character. They wait for the moment he confirms what was always more comfortable to believe, that nothing exceptional was lost here, only something misdirected returning to its proper size. It is, in its way, a form of care. A community must protect its proportions, and so the evening proceeds without incident. No declarations, no humiliations, no scenes that might justify memory, only a quiet correction. He remains where he has always been, visible enough to be accounted for, peripheral enough to be dismissed, an ornament in a pew that was never built for him, polished by proximity, mistaken occasionally for belonging. And she does not look, not out of rejection, but because there's nothing in the order of things that requires her to.